So, what is your name?
I'm Patty.
Patty? I'm Aleka. Nice to meet you.
Pardon?
Aleka?
Aleka? Nice
Yeah.
to meet you.
Nice to meet you. Where are you from?
I moved here from Las Vegas.
Okay. How long have you been here for?
8 years.
Oh, cool. Do you like it here?
No,
No. What don't you like about it?
everything. Everything. Just has not been a good experience.
Can you tell us about some of the troubles you've been facing?
Okay, 8 years I got here. There is, in Vegas we call this home of the fat bum. Because you get off a block, get off Greyhound, you go a block, and everything's furnished. Food, clothes, everything. Well, that's the way that it should be. I mean, that's what the road home was set up for. But when you have people in there that seem to think that they're above their core values stand for, that's what the whole corporation is based on. Okay? But they don't. Not one thing. You ask for clothes over at those shelters, you get a size extra large if you're small, and they laugh at you. But you see the other girls get the right sizes. You don't quite fit in, so you get kicked out. Every single time. Doesn't matter that you're doing the same shit that everybody else. You're still not good, you know. No one is above another, but yet that's the way they treat them over there. I've seen these social workers are supposed to have housing. These social workers are so, I don't know who they think they are, but last year when they were shutting down the road home, they were taking them into court with a lawyer who has never even seen this person, nor with the doctor's note. And it's been legal in this country for years. I've known about the law since I was 18 and I'm 60. Okay? And you can do that. And you can deem somebody unable to care for themselves and put them in a mental institution. Really? That's what you do with your license?
So it sounds like there's a lot of like exploitation.
Oh, horrible, horrible exploitation. Horrible. You're in there, everything's stolen, okay? The last week I've had more stolen every single day. Back over again every time you go in there. But this is off my bed. This is in my surroundings. And they say, oh, it's the staff doing it. What the fuck is the staff touching my things for, if they are? Those are my things. I have a disability. They know that I have to eat small meals. I have to eat less than everybody else. I have a colonoscopy bag. I don't even have a colonoscopy bag. You get so tired of it. You know, and I don't mind living on the streets if that makes sure that a woman hasn't been in that place so that they're safe. I've been on these streets for 21 years. I can do it. But let me tell you, when I see how they treat us, and when I see one of the girls that assaulted me the day before, and my arm in the last 2 weeks, I have been, which looks like nothing now, assaulted over and over, and they've done nothing. But yet they kicked me out. Okay, fine. The hotel is a fucking joke. COVID patients, they don't know. Most of the women have already had it. It's like I walked in, they looked at me and said, I was the first case diagnosed. I walked in that shelter. These women are all hacking in confidence, and they're looking at me going, oh, we're going through pneumonia. I looked at them and go, do you understand that's how it presents? The first thing they do is a chest x-ray to see if you have pneumonia, and they're looking at me up at that stupid shelter, looking at me going, we don't have any cases here. I looked at them and said, how the hell would you know? You haven't taken a temperature on any of these women. I said, even when they're getting off the airplanes, they're taking their temps to make sure they're not sick. I said, and as far as the 6-foot rule, this is a freaking joke. I said, you've got 2 women at a table, that's only 2 feet apart. I said, and you're standing like 6 feet apart, but they're all conglomerating out in the damn room, 2 feet apart, and they're all bitching. I said, how the hell do you know? They said, oh, we're getting over pneumonia. We're being treated for pneumonia.
So it sounds like you've had a lot of really bad experiences with caseworkers around here.
I have gone through every psychological test that you can go through in this country. Oh, what's an apple and an orange? A fruit. What's a chair and a table? Furniture. Okay, so I'm mentally okay, whatever that means.
Those are the questions they'll ask you?
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, but up at the U.S. more fun. The University of U,
Oh, okay.
when they really did tough psychological tests, like asking me, you know, really think how you feel, what's your life experience, what you've gone through, shit. Because I've been treated so bad in this town, I can no longer go to the U either for a hospital. Because you get tired of knowing that you're sick, telling them how you're sick, and them not doing anything because you're homeless. You know, or looking at you like you're not trying to take care of yourself. Well, you really are. You have this colonoscopy bag. But when you go to 4th Street Clinic, they won't get your colonoscopy bags. For 8 years, I've fought with them people. The shelter, I have a colonoscopy bag. The social workers think it's so much fun to take them. They have taken them out of my room and laughed about it. Taken my clothes and laughed about it. I put everything in storage over here. When I first got to bed a few weeks ago, I went to find my stuff in storage. I was supposed to have bin 8. You don't have anything here. Well, what do you mean? I put it in there. Oh, they must have thrown it out or gotten away with it. Well, it was just 2 days ago. Well, it was you, Patty. Oh, yeah, that's right. Okay, forget it. Come on over here. You know? I'm psychologically fine, so they put me in storefront. Storefront was like this yellow dorm over here. One flew over the cuckoo's nest. I mean, I've worked with mentally challenged people, that's fine. But if you're not one, it can really make you, it can really, when you're going through enough stress, it can really trigger you. It's just enough to keep pushing you. People screaming all night long. All you're trying to do is sleep. They're out there screaming. They're supposed to have a 10 to 7 in the morning quiet. Oh, that's for in the dorms. No, bitch, that's for any residential place. That is even for outside. That is state law. That is in any residential area. You've got your workers standing outside these dorms screaming at 2 and 3 in the morning to another client. They don't need to do that. Those clients don't need to be out in that common area screaming. They can keep it down. That's the time you're supposed to rest. No, then you've got the ones that have problems yelling and screaming and rules. They have laws they're supposed to follow. They don't follow any of them.
When they do like a psychological, do they just give you a diagnosis and tell you? Do they try to get you help, try to medicalize? Or
But when it came back, they really were at a standstill with me because I didn't need any mental help. I need medical help. Mine's medical. I knew it before I got here and I couldn't understand it. I truly understand why now. Utah has the highest rate for depression in the United States for women and men. For women here, mental illness in this state is astronomically high.
why is that?
One thing, you keep your women really oppressed. When I first got here, I went, oh my God, I went back 400 years. But the other reason is, see, you got all this pork back when Hatch was your senator. Got this pork belly with all the bills that were passed, okay? You have to do such and such and such and such for my state before I'll sign this bill. Well, he's a pretty big senator and you want his name. That's how we get our things that we need in our states. It's called pork bellies. Bullshit, but it happens, okay? Well, it's happened for a lot of years. So Utah got the brunt of the money. But Utah's a little greedy state and they wanted to keep it. So what they did was now they're putting all these people down as having mental illnesses and everything else. You get Social Security faster. You can test the physical illness, but the mental, you can play with. People play it every day. You see them play it on the streets. They'll act really fucking nuts. They'll go in and they'll flunk that test. But it's a game. Now we get a check. Now we get that $600 to $1,200 check a month. I'll get a check. I've got major medical problems and I've never gotten a check. My daughter was a case study and was gone for nephrotic syndrome, and I had to do her medical from the age of 5 to 10. So I couldn't get Social Security, I couldn't get medical, but she was dead for 55 minutes before she got medical help at 10 years old. So when my daughter was born and my son, they give her a germ warfare, which is nephrotic syndrome, because it's a viral disease, sweetheart. She was the only case ever diagnosed in Montana. I'm not a stupid woman. How does a newborn get contact that's never left its mother for a year? When your babies are born in this country, you do a PKU test on the foot to make sure they're healthy. I was really sick of delivering some placenta after I had my daughter. Maybe I had to get sent out. And I was in recovery and I kept telling my husband, go get my daughter, go get my daughter. And her dad said, she's fine, and I said, no, she isn't. I just knew there was something wrong. At the time it did. There's things, we notice things. But it doesn't flip. Or it flips, but we push it aside, because that's not right. That's not the right way. It doesn't fit in with with what our thinking should be. What we think it should be. Well, that's not right. Oh no, you're just overthinking it. No, she had 2 pokes on her heel, and I said, and I made a comment. I said, but why are there 2 pokes on her heel? Why are there 2 sticks? Oh, there went something went wrong with the first one. And you're not thinking right. So years later, when you go back and you read that, nephrotic syndrome is a viral. Well, it's germ warfare, baby. It's like this shit. It's like COVID-19.
What would you say is the hardest part or some of the biggest barriers to being homeless?
Using a bathroom, taking a shower, being treated like an American. I was a little white girl that went into Watts from 61 to 64. I panhandle for a living. That's how I make my money. I don't get Social Security. I need colonoscopy bags. They're $20 a piece. I have to buy them in a box. It's 10, so that's $200. So I go without. But anyway, I go to the hospitals. They get stolen out here. They think I'm not trying to take care of myself. I call the cops. They don't do anything. I panhandle so I can make my money. That's what this story's about. I get out on the street corner, I've got security officers coming up telling me to move. Officer, I don't have to move. I brought you your civil rights. I'm on the public side. I'm next to the corner. I'm next to that street light. Right now I'm not rolling coke. I'm up against the building. This is private. Up to this line is private. Out to that line is public. That's what makes us different. The shelter is privately owned. Your mayor and everybody else don't want to hear. Well, guess what? The Romneys, who you think are so wonderful, are the ones who have done everything they could to hurt in here. They got all this pork belly, but because they live in their little mansions and do all this shit, they think they're above everybody. They wanted the road home tore down. Fine, the road home's tore down. What did you do? You didn't do anything right. You knew how many homeless people there were. It's still privately owned. You knew how many women there were that were homeless. You knew your overflow. You knew it from the night from the men. We're sleeping out on the streets when you didn't have enough bed. So you turn around and you made them less?
So people complained about the private shelter and they shut it down?
The Romneys didn't want it next to the Gateway Mall. So you can keep making your money? As far as housing, it's a joke. You had to have 200 days in the shelter. They were kicking them out faster than they could get their 200 days in. Why do you think those women have been down there for 10 and 15 years?
You had to. They have you stay in the shelter for 200 days before they do permanent housing.
You have to have at least that. They've got waiting lists that housing is now up to 8 years long to get on. But they're playing their fucking games to keep it even longer. I'm supposed to have my own apartment. And because of it, they illegally evicted me, so now I can't even get housing. Because they want to play their games. Because it's all a game with them, because they go home to their house every night. You ask for clothes, you ask for shoes, you can't get anything. There's donations. I have people come down on the corner saying, we donated. I said, we donated clothes, we donated boots, we donated shoes. I said, thank you, but would you please take them outside? Let us know inside that you have clothes so we can come out and get them. Because if you take them inside, we will never see them. When the car club was coming by and they were dropping bags of food off. Do you think us women are gonna see that? We ain't gonna see a dime of that. I don't know what they do with it, they take it back and eat it, but we don't see it and it's not for them. That is embezzlement. They take clothes out the back. I've seen them take shit for their kids at the road home, brand new coat. That's not for you, you get a paycheck. That's embezzlement. Shut up, Patty. America, you have a fine wake up. You have a rude awakening. America, you haven't stuck together, that's why we're in this tape we're in now. Go ask your neighbor for a cup of sugar. Do you even know their first name? And the dog next door comes running to you. But Bailey's owners, you don't know them for shit. That's pretty sad.
It's pretty sad. It's pretty sad.
But it's really true.
Amen. You're right. You're absolutely right.
We built fences. The rubber meets the highway, and somebody's doing really something shitty to us, or things are really going bad. We really do help each other out here. Because that's all you got is each other.
Any other closing statements or anything else you want to say?
Because when you help somebody, you show them that they're not alone in the world, that it is okay, that there is a hand there, and it makes them give that hand out to somebody else. Because if you've never lived, if you've never been shown compassion, if you've never felt it, how do you give it?
Amen.
You don't understand. If you've never experienced it, then you don't know how to give it back out. So if all you're ever doing is condemning somebody, you're always putting them down. They're never good enough. You're always falling short. What have you done to that person? Really and truly. The physical will heal. The psychological, not so much sometimes. So when you look at somebody, why do you want to come and attack them and hurt them? You know, my mom always said, don't keep poking that caged animal. You're gonna get a beast you don't want. Gonna get the beast you don't want. Because what you thought you were doing for good, you now hurt that person, and now they're coming at you the same way you came at them. And they're 10 times better at it than you are. Now there's an oxymoron. I have my little idiosyncrasies and my faults. And God laughs and he delights in them because he made them. So I can't do that.
Amen.
He thinks I'm funny when I do it. He said, look what she did. She just screwed up again. Isn't that funny? And I go, yeah, I did. Well, I mean, you know, it'd be great if you did everything perfect, but that ain't life.
Amen.